Hi, I'm Lauren Mariasoosay. I am part of the Canadian company of 6, and in this makeup tutorial, I'm going to show you how I become Catherine Parr. I'm going to go in with some base for my eyeshadow. I like to do a bit of an ombre, so I go from a silver to a blue to a dark blue. And I just start by lining this inner part of my eye with this sparkly silver color. It just helps bring out all the silver pigment that comes on top of it, helps give it a sparkle. In order for me to get a really sharp wing, I usually tape the side of my eye just so I can get it the same on both sides. Now I'm gonna go in with some pigment of blue for my base so that everything that goes on top of it just like really brings out the blue in that pigment. I'm gonna go in the inner corners of my eyes here where that little sparkly glitter is. I'm gonna layer on top of it with silver, and you'll see that some of that shimmer comes through and you get that really pretty silver pigment right here. If you overlap some of the colors, it ends up actually looking really nice. And I go in with a really pretty bright blue, and then I start blending it in with that silver. So in order to make sure that this silver and this blue isn't like stark different, I go in with a lighter sparkly blue, and I start layering it over here just to make it so that it looks a little bit more seamless and less harsh. And then I'm gonna go in with this really pretty dark blue and bring it in from the corner, the outer corner, inwards. We got one more blue to go. This really pretty dark navy, like sparkly blue that I like to bring in all the way on the outer corner. And if you need to smooth out some things, I know I always go in and I'm just like, okay, I need to connect this line a little bit more, round it out a bit. It doesn't look the same as the other side quite yet, so I'm just gonna bring in a little bit more. I like to use like a little bit of a highlight just to open the eye a little bit more. And it's just a nice little color just to open up that eye. It makes such a big difference, which is so crazy, you can see. The wings kind of look crazy right now, but once you take off this tape, it's so sharp. You can't even tell, which is so cool. Because I have a hooded eye, my cat eye is gonna look a lot different than someone else's. So what I do is I take that liner up, and then I'm gonna keep my eye straight on, and I'm gonna go straight across, just like that. So many different eye shapes and eye types, so you just kind of have to cater to what canvas you have. I do my concealer here first, and just outline a bit. I like to use a brush for this specific cream, just because it just like gets it into my skin a little bit more. And next step for me is foundation. Some people like to underpaint, which is doing your contour and your concealer and your blush underneath and then putting on your foundation. So I go in there and I blend my normal foundation into the rest of the makeup. And I also use a brush for this one as well. Now I go in with the contour. I just like to bring it right under down, blend it up a little bit, leave room for that blush. I always go into the bridge of my nose, and the pigment is super strong right now, so you have to blend it out a wee bit, because even in the harsh light, you don't want it to exactly change the shape of your face. You just want to bring out the beautiful features you already have. And now we go in with blush, and with this show we use a lot of blush. And for me, I like to bring my blush into the apples of my cheeks, but also I love to bring it up underneath there as well. I just really love to bring that color all the way up. And now is usually when I go in to get my under eye here, brighten it up in case there's any fallout, bring it into the bridge of the nose over here as well. Now we're gonna go in for the eyebrows. I just like to do a few flicks just to fill in the spaces that might need a little bit more definition. The eyebrows, I feel like I can never get completely symmetrical, and that is okay. Now I go in with a lash. We have these really beautiful big lashes, and they're just like so soft and feathery, and they just kind of really nicely go on the eye. I tend to have to pat these down a little bit just to make sure they're completely down. Now is the fun 6 the musical part that I like to do, which is our glitter. This is like a little silicone applicator. So now that I have my blue, I'm gonna go in with a different applicator and go in with a silver. You can see some of that ombre went away, which is why it's so important to like really make sure you get that pigment on there and make it very bright. So that way when you put the glitters on, you can still see the ombre and you can still see the gradient of colors. I do my lips last just because I like to sip on tea. I go in with a lip liner, which is like this really pretty, almost like dark rose color. And then I go in with this rosy brown, and I just go in with it all the way around. And then the last step is this really dark brown, a little bit on the top here, on the sides, same thing. And here you go. This is my finished Catherine Parr look for this evening. Share your HalloQueen looks and tag us with 6 HalloQueen.